Welcome everyone to another wider StarSeed circle. For anyone who's new, we do begin in exactly the same way every time with our script. There are plenty starseeds out there in need of soothing, calming nervous systems, and hearing familiar words can be such a balm to the soul. So, here we go. Welcome everyone, welcome to StarSeed Circle. Before we begin, let me introduce myself and introduce Circle. My name is Liz, I live in the UK and I'm a starseed. We starseeds came as an army of light bearers to assist in the liberation of Earth from the dark forces. We could not have signed up for a tougher mission. The past decades have been especially dark, and many of us are feeling isolated and exhausted, our missions thwarted. Some of us fear we won't make it through liberation. I don't want to lose any more starseeds to feelings of hopelessness, despair, and feeling all alone. So what is the answer to our struggle? How can we support each other and get over the finish line of the great liberation? StarSeed Circle is a place we can gather together and share our feelings, our struggles, our experiences, and our hope. We need each other more than ever. As the divide between starseeds and the sleeping masses seems ever wider, the darkness before the dawn is at its darkest. StarSeed Circle does not replace doing our inner work or seeing a therapist or a healer, but it does potentially fill the void of aloneness, making the other challenges of liberation that much easier. If we are each willing to show up as our true selves, with love and compassion for each other, we can create a harmony and unity to sustain us and refuel our inner light. You may be thinking, I'm not sure I belong here, I've not suffered enough, or you have suffered so much you can't even begin to share. If you identify as a starseed with awareness of the great liberation of Earth from dark forces, and you are in need of connection, you are welcome here. There is no obligation to share in the comments if you prefer to just listen. Imagine we are gathered together around a campfire in sister and brotherhood. We sit by the fire and tell the stories of our lives. We tell of what pains us and feel held by our brothers and sisters knowing how we feel. We share our hopes and vision, our dreams that most people would think are crazy. But we are amongst friends here with no limit to our imaginations, with our memories returning of lives lived all across the cosmos. Welcome home, beloved starseeds. Welcome home. For those of you who would like to join me, we'll go into a short meditation to sync up our energies and bring in protections for this podcast. So taking a deep inhale and a long, slow, releasing exhale. And another deep inhale. And a deep exhale. And this time when we breathe in, we're going to breathe in brilliant white light. And on the exhale, breathing out any tension, any discomfort, anywhere of resistance or gripping or holding. And as we breathe in again, breathing in the brilliant white light, filling your being, and exhaling any tension, any discomfort, any thoughts, any worry. Breathing in again the brilliant white light. Perhaps if any feelings are coming up as we start to relax, just breathing white light into those feelings. They are so welcome. And this time when we breathe out brilliant white light. As we continue to breathe, either deep inhales and exhales or breathing more normally, but still very consciously. As we imagine we're gathered together in a circle, starseed comrades, And there is a pillar of brilliant white light descending from source, down through the centre of our circle and deep into the core of Gaia. Blessed, beautiful Gaia. Continuing to breathe, feeling centered. As we visualize this brilliant white light, and if visualizing is not your thing, simply knowing. The glow of this brilliant white light on all of our faces. The glow of our souls. Gently aware of the brilliant white light and of each other as we remain with our breath. And now visualizing the vibrant, brilliant violet flame from its original source, descending through the pillar of light, rushing around our circle and through our being, blasting out any darkness, physical and non-physical, and any negativity. Beloved, authentic violet flame, please protect us and transmute any darkness, physical and non-physical, and any negativity for the duration of this circle and beyond. As we sit centered and with our breath, visualizing, feeling, sensing the brilliant violet flame, our friend of old. The violet flame fulfilling its own mission on earth. Now would be the time to call in any guides you wish to have present with you during this circle. And authentic higher selves, please be with us. And please ensure this circle is the best medicine it can be. Thank you everyone for listening. You may wish to stay in a meditative state as we move into today's reading, or you may wish to be set up and alert and awake and always conscious of what you are absorbing and taking in. The reading is taken from a video by Drunvalo Melchizedek. He came as a pure soul from source, as a walk-in, to assist with humanity's ascension. He brings awareness of the merkaba and studies its components from the perspective of the human mind, so humans could access the miracles of the merkaba. He is an extraordinary man. He's still making videos, he's still writing books. I highly recommend checking him out. Drunvalo speaks of the great shift in humanity's consciousness we starseeds have so long worked for. And to the veteran starseeds out there, these may be simple words to our ears, but I feel a beautiful reminder of what we're here for and the big breakthrough to come. Drunvalo. All I can say is we're just beginning. We are going to continue on a path that will lead us into ways that even now we can hardly imagine. Even though everything through Star Trek, everything we imagined through that, there is a change occurring that is incredible. All I ask is that you remember that you are intimately connected to God. You are not going to be hurt through this. You're not going to be left behind. You are important in the universe. In fact, this universe couldn't exist if you didn't exist. You are essential in everything that is occurring. There's going to be tremendous changes coming, changes that are going to rock this world to its roots. The old way is going to be destroyed. Shiva will walk again. Then we enter the female cycle of life, and she always leads us back into balance and harmony. Right before your eyes is something new and beautiful and brilliant, and know that it is for you that this is happening, and for your family, and for life everywhere. You will remember everything you need to remember. You are perfect right now, even though you may not think so. You may be thinking, I can't even pay my bills. I can't figure out how to keep a relationship going. My children are in trouble. Yes, I know. We're all going through that. But inside of you is this brilliant light, and that light is going to emerge out of you at the right moment, at the right time. All you got to do is believe and wait, and it's all going to happen. So there's no reason to fear. There's only reason to joy. I love you all. I really love you. And it won't be long. We're going to be in the middle of all existence, at which point you'll understand everything there is to understand. End quote. And all copyright to Drunvalo Melchizedek. I will add the link in the description box. Now, in a Zoom circle, it would now be sharing time. Everyone has an opportunity to share either on the reading or anything that is on their mind and heart today. I will offer up a reading. We've done that bit. Hang on. I will offer up a share for 5 minutes. Oh, it's great to be here, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. It's great to have a sharing opportunity. I can't wait till we get more Zoom calls up and running when capacity allows, and also if demand is there. There's nothing like sharing in as safe as possible Zoom space. This podcast is as close as we can get to that, so what do I need to share today? Beautiful reading. Thank you so much, Drunvalo Melchizedek, for coming to Earth, for coming to assist, for coming to remind me, try to keep the focus on myself here, remind me of why we're here and what we're doing. I guess one of my first thoughts is, so this week I did go into a bit of self-abandonment, and I was watching, it wasn't Drunvalo, it was a channeling, an Arcturian message channeled, and it's really lovely guys, just in their mission and able to do what they do, and just beautiful. And but the very fact I was watching it was a self-abandonment, and I have to be careful with this. Coming from, I feel quite alienated at times, like being an old soul on Earth, been through many, many lifetimes, been very traumatized, been extremely traumatized in this life. You know, there are starseeds who haven't made it back from certain initiations, and I was certainly very nearly one of those. And it's such a completely different thing to a starseed who's come here and they've only had 1 or 2 lives. They haven't built up the trauma. And I have to be careful when I'm having some difficult emotions, when I'm needing to just go back to what I'd call inner loving parent, when I've got some inner children, parts of me which really need nurture and softness and understanding and compassion, and people around them who understand the trauma and the suffering, then that is not the time for me to go into spiritual bypass and watch people who are not talking about trauma recovery. You know, those kind of videos are for my high days and heydays when it's a very different kind of medicine. So just a note to self, and I did feel the instinct, like that's not the kind of video for me to watch today. I need to be, it feels like, when I need to come so deeply down into myself, into my little parts, into the little wounded parts, and they need me really close. There's that sense of closeness. They need me really close, and they need me to be in my inner loving parent. And if I'm not able, because I'm just too triggered by something, then that's when I need to use my appropriate tools, whether it's a therapy session or go to a recovery group, or always trying to use that discernment. And I'm always just amazed, like, as soon as that wounded part feels seen and feels nurtured and feels held and feels like there is a responsible force in the room looking after them, how quickly they come home, how generous all these parts of me are. And I learnt this through sort of different healing modalities. The inner children are always so ready to come home. And I know, sometimes they can be really kind of locked away and really distrusting, and it takes time. It really takes time, like rehabilitation of any wounded soul, human or animal or planetary. It takes time. But the generosity, as soon as they do feel safe, they just come rushing back, and it's just the most extraordinary feeling. Because I have been finding it really hard to both be a traumatized starseed and see around me what the cabal is up to, and it's just more and more in my face. The countryside has been carved up. The agendas seem to still be playing out at full force. I'm not in a war-torn area, but the tensions are rising, and I live in one of the cutesier parts of the UK, I have to say, and even here, just that feeling of destruction. And it reminds me of something I read in another book about the Essenes, and when all the fields were burning in Galilee, because exactly the same issues as today, where the state and the people were at war, and the state, through retribution, had burnt all the crops. And it's Anna, grandmother of Jesus, who is walking the fields just in absolute despair. And this is a really high initiate. She spent her whole life in monastic setting, in, incredible, lived 400 years, knew, the secrets to eternal life, incredibly high initiate. And even she, as she's walking through these burnt fields in absolute despair and misery. I do go back to that story at the moment. I feel like that when I'm seeing the Armageddon around me, and the travesties inflicted on Gaia. And I have to remember, this is that crucial phase of trauma recovery, when the trauma is right in your face and it's all coming up, and the gnarliest feelings are coming up. Because I've finally got the resources, got the right people around me, got enough of a centered self at last to hold that trauma coming up and out and birthing it, no matter how gnarly it gets. And it's an exhausting process as well, absolutely exhausting. Emotional, real deep emotional healing is exhausting. It was exhausting for me. But that's still the most glorious time, because everything that's been buried, everything that's been in so much pain, is finally able to come up, because there's enough light for it to come up into. And I'm trying to remember that whenever I see this sort of Armageddon around me, that's exactly what's happening for Gaia. It's like the boils coming up to the surface, the darkness coming up, the wounds. We can finally see the wounds right in front of us, and bringing all this trauma into the light. So I try and go about my day wherever I see the trauma, surrounding it in light. You are welcome. Please, please come up. Please, darkness, come up into the healing. You're not going to be shamed. You're not going to be stuffed back down. You're not going to be ostracized. This trauma is deeply part of us and part of Gaia, and it's coming up for healing. That's what I want to share today, and thank you all so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Do share in the comments if you've got anything you'd like to share today, either on the reading or anything that is current for you. In the shares, we do always try to come back to hope. So once everyone has shared, we move into the final meditation of the circle. This meditation picks up on themes from during the circle. Sometimes we do a flower of life meditation for Gaia and humanity. So let's see where we go today. For all those who would like to join me, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And this time when we breathe in, breathing in the brilliant white light, and breathing out the brilliant white light. and continuing to breathe consciously, gently, as we sense once more where we are sat together in our starseed circle, the pillar of brilliant white light descending from source through the centre of our circle and down into Gaia, this light that we have perhaps known since the beginning of time, this light that it is particularly in tune with our starseed circle, the blessing from source for all that we do here. And the violet flame is still active all around our circle, through our beings. Any guides still with us, higher selves still with us. And as we stay with our breath and aware of each other in the circle and the brilliant white light and the violet flame, visualizing a flower of life sphere surrounding our circle. The beautiful flower of life sphere in stunning colours. And imagining this flower of life extending to all of humanity, bringing everyone's personal timeline up to the golden timeline. Imagining your own timeline ascending into all joy and peace and abundance. What it would feel like to be in this peace and abundance. What it would be like to walk out the door and see everyone glowing with abundance and joy and peace, seeing people as we've never seen them before. And what joy and curiosity, the desire to get to know all these people, these extraordinary people glowing with the light of their true selves. And what ease and what incredible safety, knowing we can step anywhere on earth, anywhere at all on earth, and we're going to meet people in their true, authentic, joyful selves. And all the unravelling of nervous systems and tensions and traumas into depths of safety we can't even imagine. Into contented joy never felt before. And every animal on the planet and every plant in its full expression of God Self. The beauty on earth exponentially exploding. Perhaps at first we wander for days in bliss, hardly able to take it all in. Perhaps breathing itself feels like breathing has never felt before. Our minds thinking as they've never thought before. Pure, pristine wisdom. Perhaps we've played and been creative as never before. What is life when every moment is playful? How quickly everything transforms as everyone moves into their true self. Imagine the buildings, the dwellings, the homes that people want to create and effortlessly create. Around every corner is a new, beautiful surprise of someone's home, their outer expression of all they are. Of walking through the paradise that is Gaia. And again, around every corner, a new, incredible, beautiful surprise. Constant, awe-inspiring joy. What would the sky look like when there is so much joy on the planet? What will birdsong sound like, as incredible as it already is, when the planet is in such joy? And what will sleep be like? And what will travel be like when we can go anywhere again, anywhere in the universe, the multiverse? And what will it be like to reconnect with souls we have known since the beginning of time, soulmates, twin souls? What will intimacy and relating be like when the earth is full of such joy? All that we can scarcely imagine. What will our bodies feel like? More enlivened than they have ever been in our most youthful days. Stronger, softer, agile. Perhaps staying with whatever most joyful thing comes to you. What would feel most joyful today? Would it be the incredibly strong, agile body? Is it the unimaginable intimacy and relating with soul family? Is it the walking around every corner to see another miraculous home, a beautiful soul's outer expression? Is it adventuring through the paradise of Gaia, and perhaps ending with whatever imagining brings you the most joy? As the joy in us is amplified around our circle, and the joy is reflected in the beautiful pillar of brilliant white light, the joy animates even more the violet flame, our friend. And this joy spreads out beyond our circle to everyone, every single soul on YouTube, every single soul active in the internet right now, and the internet itself, and beyond the internet to all of humanity all across the world. May all souls be in joy. As we take a final couple of deep breaths, just recentering deeply with nothing but the breath. Thank you, everyone. You may wish to stay in meditative space, gently aware of my words as I move into wrapping up the circle, or you may want to come back fully awake and alert. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being with me today. Listening to our Wider Circle podcast and sharing in the comments can trigger memories and emotional responses. Please take care of yourselves after Circle. Do share in the comments if you'd like as to what your self-care will look like. Mine ranges from walking by the river to eating cake, because I'm still very much human. Yeah, I think today, it's going to be a call with a friend and get some lunch into me, because it's lunchtime here as I'm recording this. And also, I'm just going to try and hang on to that joy that we went into during the meditation. Before we close the wider circle today, some quick reminders. So normally in a Zoom call, everything shared is confidential. Obviously, we're on an open platform here, so please use discernment when sharing in the comments. Please do ask permission if you want to reflect on something someone else has shared in the comments. It might be the first time they've ever shared something vulnerable, so let's all be deeply compassionate and respectful. Please join us again. The more we spend time together, the more opportunity for Circle to impact our lives and well-being. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting your fellow starseeds. Until we meet again, may God and Goddess be with you.